The fall of FTX SBF. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll discuss the fall and arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of FTX, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. Sam Bankman-Fried, a 30-year-old who built one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges and is now a famous philanthropist with an estimated $16 billion and a major Democratic contributor who quickly became popular in Washington, was the boy wonder face of crypto. By the beginning of November 2022, he was in the middle of a huge mess that had ruined his business and reputation as a very smart businessman. After being arrested in the Bahamas in December on charges of wire fraud, securities fraud, and money laundering, Bankman-Fried was sent to the United States and released on a $250 million bail, which Reuters says is the largest pre-trial bond in history. Two former Bankman executives, Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang, have pleaded guilty to various fraud offenses and are now assisting federal prosecutors. Bankman-Fried, Ellison, and Wang have all been accused of scamming FTX investors on their own by the SEC. The story of Bankman-Fried may go down as one of the most mind-blowing in the history of cryptographic catastrophes. He left the FTX cryptocurrency exchange right before it went bankrupt because so many people were trying to get their money out at once. The Wall Street Journal says that banker trader Fried's business, Alameda Research, is in danger because he may have stolen almost $10 billion from FTX clients through fraud. And now Bankman-Fried is almost worthless. The collapse of FTX wasn't caused by random events or investors who didn't want to take risks. Instead, it was caused by what most people now believe to be several levels of lying that built on each other. In the previous year, FTX made many high-profile acquisitions and bailed out other struggling crypto startups, giving the impression that it was booming. Actually, it was so deeply in debt that it was sinking. According to reports, at least $1 billion in consumer cash vanished. Because its image and reality are so different, Bankman-Fried's reputation has fallen faster than any other in recent memory. As soon as FTX collapsed, the Justice Department and the SEC started investigating it. His former supporters and fans in the crypto, charitable, and political spheres began to distance themselves from the guy once labeled the king of crypto. A senior Democratic strategist who spoke on the condition of anonymity to protect their clients said politicians who got money from Bankman-Fried, who spent about $40 million on the midterm elections, are thinking about giving it back. Some politicians, like Senators Dick Durbin, DIL, and Kirsten Gillibrand, DNY, have said they'll give Bankman-Fried's money to charity. On November 10th, Bankman-Fried said sorry in front of everyone. He wrote on Twitter, "I fucked up and should have done better. I also should have been talking more in the past few months." He said that poor internal labeling of bank-related accounts was why FTX didn't have enough cash to give customers their money back. In the past year, Bankman-Fried has become a well-known example of how the ultra-rich, who seems to have a lot of money, can use it for good. He's been the subject of many profiles, and the September issue of Fortune had him on the cover. The media portrayed him as a shy, nerdy genius. They often talked about how down-to-earth he was, how he liked to wear t-shirts and shorts, and how he drove a Toyota Corolla. Investors liked that he wasn't a stiff entrepreneur. He played computer games during pitch meetings, and like other modern founders, his quirks were seen as evidence of his unique genius. Sam Bankman-Fried was born from the idea of effective altruism. Now, it has to face a moral test. Bankman-Fried began working on Wall Street when he was 21 years old in 2013. He got rich by doing something called cryptocurrency arbitrage. This is when someone buys coins for less on one crypto exchange and then quickly sells them for more on another exchange. He talked a few of his other effective altruist friends into helping him with this arbitrage model, and they did. He then started his trading company, Alameda Research. By 2019, it made enough money for Bankman-Fried to start his own cryptocurrency exchange called FTX. Investors liked FTX because it allowed riskier trades than other exchanges. It also lets people make bets with a lot of leverage, at least until 2021 when it cut the leverage it gives clients. Bankman-Fried was quickly known in the crypto world as a brilliant disruptor. At age 29, he was worth $22.5 billion that year. Even though 2022 was a very rough year for crypto, Bankman-Fried seemed unharmed and positioned to keep the industry from falling apart. He set himself up as an example for other businesses to follow. He gave a $250 million line of credit to the cryptocurrency lender BlockFi and saved the bankrupt cryptocurrency broker Voyager Digital. This year, he's also started FTX Ventures, a venture capital fund that manages about $2 billion in assets. It looked like Bankman-Fried would come out of the crypto winter stronger than his competitors, mostly by turning someone else's loss into an opportunity. Bankman-Fried was getting used to his new position of power. In June, he signed the Giving Pledge, promising to give away at least half of his wealth, like other billionaires like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and Mackenzie Scott. In his pledge letter, Bankman-Fried said, "I became sure a while ago that our duty was to do as much as we could for the long-term aggregate good of the world. He'd already promised to give away 99% of his wealth, so he was just repeating himself by signing this pledge. In February 2021, he started the FTX Foundation, which helps improve animal welfare and fight global poverty. Through the foundation's Future Fund, it also paid for research and projects that would improve humanity's long-term prospects. After FTX went down on November the 10th, all of the members of the Future Fund quit. Even though he was only 30, he was already making political waves. Bankman-Fried was one of Joe Biden's biggest individual donors in 2020 and the sixth biggest individual donor overall for the 2022 midterms. He gave almost $40 million to different candidates and political action committees, PACs, including $1 million to Beto O'Rourke's failed campaign for Texas governor. One of Bankman-Fried's main goals was to get the government to spend more money preparing for pandemics. To do this, he spent millions to support the congressional campaign of effective altruist Carrick Flynn, whose platform put pandemic prevention at the top of its list. Flynn lost his primary race. In short, Bankman-Fried built a real political machine by hiring people to help him with his many interests, including crypto regulation. He also supported the media in some ways. For example, he put money into a new news site called Semaphore and gave grants to other publications. He was the main link between Congress and the White House regarding regulating crypto. This year, he even testified in front of Congress. In August, he told the Los Angeles Times that he was spending a lot of time talking with members about what constructive things would be on crypto policies and what can be done to give federal oversight of it. Critics and skeptics said that Bankman-Fried's presence in Congress was more about ensuring that cryptocurrency would be regulated by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission instead of the SEC, which is seen as the weaker of the two. Bankman-Fried looked ready to spend even more money in Washington and the media. Earlier this year, he said that if it meant stopping Donald Trump, he'd spend up to $1 billion on politics in 2024. He also sent Elon Musk a text this spring to show that he was interested in spending billions to join the deal to buy Twitter. There may have been signs that things were going to go wrong. A few weeks before the midterms, Bankman-Fried suddenly changed his mind about how much he planned to spend on politics in the coming years. He called the $1 billion number he had said he would spend a dumb quote on his part. "I think primaries are more important," he said. So he didn't spend much on the midterm election. At the same time, Democrats were warning that if they didn't get enough money in the last few weeks before the election, it could hurt their chances of getting a majority in the House. Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided some valuable insights into the fall of Sam Bankman-Fried and the ongoing investigation. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on the latest in cryptocurrency and trading.